Well, the game was crap. I thought it was crap. They thought it was crap. I'm sure even the Carolina Hurricanes would admit. The Penguins submitted a crappy effort on Friday. I am Dan Kingerski on the Pittsburgh Hockey Now and the National Hockey Now YouTube channel. We're not going to belabor what we had to watch on Friday. I think the Penguins will do some video work on Saturday, and that will be the end of what was a 4-1 loss to Carolina here at PPG. No effort, no intensity, energy. Eller called it attitude. Our attitude, our energy have to improve. That's really, it's an interesting turns of phrase by Eller, who I've long considered now to be, if not the one of the consciences of the Penguins locker room. So let's take this into the big picture here. Once again, a Penguins season is teetering back and forth. Good game, good period, bad period, good shift, bad shifts. Once again, the Penguins give up a goal a minute, 4 seconds after they got the lead. Whatever it is about this team, when they score a goal, you would flip a coin. 50-50, they give up a goal in the next minute, 90 seconds. If you're one of the betting sorts on FanDuel or DraftKings, you almost want to bet immediately that the next team gets the goal when the Penguins score. That's a lack of capitalizing on opportunity that goes to just so many deep things. So let's talk about the Penguins in the big picture here. From the very base of the team, they are a small area team. What that means is they're not going to win the game on the rush anymore. They're not going to out-transition the other team, get them playing 3-on-2, get all the odd man breaks, and bury their chances. Those days of this Penguins team, they're gone. They're over. This team is built on decent enough speed, but some old man strength. The ability to get the puck down low, outwork the other team. Flash some of that skill in the tight areas, those little stick handles, those brilliant little passes. The ability to see the ice, to know where the open man is when you force the defense to turn and defend. That's the Penguins' strength. However, when they don't do that, or a team like Carolina that plays that very unique, essentially a man-on-man defense, one-on-one, the Penguins didn't win enough of their individual battles. In fact, they won very few of their individual battles on Friday. And if you look, the Penguins have been outscored 14-3 in their losses. So they've lost to 3 playoff teams. They've beaten 3 non-playoff teams. Chris Letang called it a roller coaster. And I think Letang was really onto something in the locker room. By the way, check out the PHN locker room feature, which is already up by the time you see this video. He said, you want to find your identity. You want to get to your identity early in the season. And they're not doing that. Once again. Now, I know a lot of you are going to jump straight to Mike Sullivan and hang this on his shoulders. There's clearly something that could improve here. But Sullivan isn't the goaltender. He can't, he can't stop pucks, and they've gotten some pretty spotty goaltending this season. He doesn't get an Xbox controller to control his high-value star players and stop them from making mistakes. And if you haven't noticed, a lot of the Penguins' high-value players are indeed mistake-prone. Perhaps that is the identity of the Penguins. They've got a lot of talented but inconsistent, talented but mistake-prone, talented but lacking in all phases of the game type players. Can they pull this out of the fire? This 4-game road trip that, My flight takes off at 6 a.m. out of Pittsburgh Saturday morning, and I'm recording this, at 11:30 p.m. The life of a hockey beat writer, eh? They are going to face an undefeated Winnipeg team, a red-hot Calgary team, no pun intended, a very, very good Edmonton team that needs to rebound from a terrible first few games, and Stanley Cup contender Vancouver. This is the 4-game road trip. They very easily, if they don't undergo a cranial from colonoscopy, they could come home very easily at 3-7, 3-6-1. And then things get really tense and interesting. Of course, we've seen in past seasons, they go out west and they can run the table. They come home 6-3-1. All of a sudden, things are possible. They feel good. I don't know which way this team is going. In fact, if anybody could predict what team you're going to get on a night-to-night basis, I think Mike Sullivan would like to know. A couple of notes from Friday I think that are germane to note. Look at what Carolina did to Yoel Blomqvist. They shot high, shot high, shot high, shot high. Blomqvist had a couple of games. Maybe he wasn't expected to start. The Penguins protected him. Penguins coaches protected him by getting him out there quickly. Now teams are pre-scouting Blomqvist. Look what happened. Carolina, Blomqvist made great saves Friday. He kept the Penguins in the game. It should have been 7-8-1, no question. But they were going high on him every chance they could. Even Shane Gostisbehere's one-timer from the blue line on the power play. It was high. This is what happens. NHL shooters get a look. They start picking. They start picking at little weaknesses. And the goalie's going to have to adjust. Blomqvist, this is going to be his first big adjustment. We'll find out. If we see Winnipeg and Calgary just blitz the top of the net and get 4 or 5 goals, well, that's the very reason that you don't put Tristan Jarry on the next SpaceX rocket and send him to the sun, because he is still a very talented goalie, and Blomqvist has played 3 NHL games. You don't burn your bridge before you cross it. So there's that. There's also Erik Karlsson's continued struggles this season. He was pretty rough. Okay, really, really rough against Buffalo on Wednesday. I thought his first period was a continuation of just zigging when he should zag, and the first goal on Erik Karlsson, he vacates his spot near the net, comes over to help Marcus Pettersson defend on the wall. Pettersson didn't really need the help. So now both Penguins defensemen, in fact, are in this corner here. That's my left hand pointing. Both defensemen are now in the corner. Karlsson doesn't make a beeline to get back to where he needed to get to. He kind of glided there. Well, in the meantime, Eric Robinson just, wide open, 5 feet away, roofs it, goal. Penguins give up the lead. Early in the first period, I had a note with a big star on it. Blomqvist's first big save was because Karlsson, from this corner, went flying across the ice, paying no attention to the Hurricane, and I think it might have been Robinson, again, standing in front of the net waiting for the puck. Karlsson just actually skated past him to go join a puck battle on the wall that he shouldn't have been a part of. This is what I talk about, the high-value players being mistake-prone. I guess the third point, maybe players who are struggling a little bit. Jack St. Ivany is starting to show maybe a few warts as well, as some of the better players, some of the better forwards are really getting at him on the rush. They're kind of going at him, they're taking him wide, and he's having a little bit of trouble turning and keeping up. They're getting the edge on him. Carolina did that a couple of times. Buffalo also went at him. I think you might see Ryan Shea in the lineup at least one of the games on the West Coast trip. So, do me a favor, like, subscribe. That's my diatribe for Friday. It wasn't really a post-game so much as a plugging the post-game into the big game or the big picture. I'm Dan Kingerski. Like, subscribe, say hi. Subscribe to PHN Plus, or if you see me in Calgary, Edmonton, or actually I'm only in like Winnipeg for 12 hours, in Vancouver for 12 hours, so you won't see me there. But say hi as you will. All right, have fun, kids. I'll see you on the road here on the Pittsburgh Hockey Now and the National Hockey Now YouTube channel.